Hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Pillars of Eternity 2 Deadfire. Where last time we took a trip to the Beyond where we met Rimmergand once more. And he was like, hey man, you can't keep coming here. And I was like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. And he's like, you're lucky I don't destroy your soul. And I was like, no, you can't destroy my soul because I'm the main character. And he's like, damn it, plot armor. And I was like, yeah, technically you're a side character, so you could actually die. And he had this whole crisis, and then he told me to get out of his realm, so I left. And now we're back. We leveled up, except for our guy here, Aloth, that's his name, who we want to take a look at his spell books here for a second. Now, we have spells that we're going to be getting when we level up, but we don't want to necessarily take a spell that I have here. Now, so I switch that, so I got these. So we've got Crackling Bolt. Hold on, what? We need to see what level of spells we're at. It doesn't really matter. These, and then we go, here's the spells. So level 4 spells. So which ones do we, I guess the way we could do this is which ones do we want to have, like, no matter what book we have equipped. And this is something we have to play around with some more because well, I lost my train of thought. It's something we have to play around with more because we need to know, like, how quickly can he switch Grimoires? Is that like an action? Does he, like, lose a turn if he switches Grimoires, or is it not? Because, like, if that's the case, we should probably have all spells and Grimoires that we're going to use be, like, single casts, single turn spells, if possible. Now, I don't actually know if it tells us that. We can look at this one here. Action type standard. Whereas some of these other ones are going to be action type not standard. Cast type. Turn-based mode of cast action uses the character's action point. The character will immediately begin casting the ability. They will finish casting the ability later in the same round. Okay. Let's just get what we want. I do like this. What does this one do now? Seals a level 3 or lower spell. Okay. So we're probably definitely going to want this if it works the same way as it used to. Fires several missiles of pure force at the target, causing shockwave or crushing damage to foes on impact. Doesn't do a lot of damage, but we're going to take that. And then we got to get the tentacles, right? That was a staple in my last playthrough of Pillars 1. So we're going to get that. I didn't even look at these. I looked at these before, didn't I? Yeah, it's just lightning, fire, ice, acid. Spell shaping. Ooh. Do we want to get that? Make it good for, like, fireballs. Maybe we'll get that instead of... We gotta get the tentacles. Gotta take it. Alright. So that didn't take as long as I thought. We didn't actually look at our Grimoires, but... So our Grimoires. This one for level 4. These. Right. Flame shield and that. Okay. This one gives minor arcane deflection and dimensional shift. And this one, Iron Skin and Nanison's Cobra Snake or Cobra Strike. Cool. Okay. Well, let's keep moving. Is that stealing? Nope. So we're gonna take this. Thank you. And then we're gonna get the hell out of here because you guys are mad scientists doing crazy shit. And I do want to thank you in the comment for explaining to me that there are some companions that don't get as much attention as some of the others. So the two we've picked up now, the two most recent, are called our sidekick characters. So they do have a story, he told me, but they're not as fleshed out. which is interesting. It does mean that I'm probably not going to use them as much. Hopefully I'll be able to figure out, or I don't know if the game will tell me, or, you know, give me hints as to what quests. Oh, there's another a level down there. I guess I can go up either way. But yeah, I'm not going to worry too much about the sidekicks at the moment. Hopefully I'll be able to still see their stories if I don't use them too much. If it's not too obvious, if like the game doesn't tell me that I need to use or I should use a specific character, you're more than welcome to let me know in the comments, like when I get close to that quest, or if I'm on that quest that I should bring them for it. You could just say the name of the quest, make sure you bring X character. I don't mind that kind of spoiler because I like seeing that stuff. Alright, so down here, we got a lot of treasure down there. I think we got some gas there too. Doesn't look too good, actually. Temple of Barath, you're not looking inviting. I gotta be honest. Like the opposite of inviting. Oh, okay. Hey guys, you might want to clean your robes a bit there. Kith meat, yum. Ooh. I wasn't expecting that. What was that? Oh, it's one of these. Amulet of Health. Okay.
How may I help?
Long incisions along the corpse's stomach and chest provide access to the organs.
Indeed.
Alright. Never parlor. This is a cool temple. High Priest Kasu. The tablets hold the tale of Kahopa and Tongaloa, devouring creation at the very dawn of time. Interesting. An ailing Amoa priest regards your approach with curiosity. He coughs into his sleeve stained with a spatter of silvery flecks.
Come closer to the altar. Come inside. The temple welcomes all to worship, most especially you.
The priest peers knowingly at the center of your chest, lips curving an ardent smile. Hands trembling, he touches a length of chain around his neck.
I ask only for no talking. Not until we pay our respects to Bereth, to Rikuhu. Let us pray.
He bows his head. Bow your head.
Deity of life and death, the endless devourer who encompasses all existence, hear this prayer, this voice chiming. I beseech you, Kahopa and Tangaloa, to ready this shell for sucking. Purify my soul in preparation for the coming of the next cycle.
Many Huana worship Barath as Rikuhu, the twin eel god that represents the cyclic connection between overworld and underworld, life and death. Rikuhu is often depicted with the two constituent eels, Kahopa representing the overworld and life, and Tangaloa, who represents underworld and death, devouring one another by the tail. In Huana folklore, Kahopa and Tangaloa were born before time existed, and each had an insatiable appetite. They began to devour all living things, and with each thing devoured, they became larger. When there were no living things left to eat, and the two eels were so enormous as to encompass all existence, they began to devour one another. Thus, all beings are perpetually passing through the digestive tracts of the two eels. When one reaches the end, it passes through the mouth of the next eel, the gateway to or from the underworld. And the next stage of existence begins. The notion of time is merely one's perception of the digestive process. Interesting. Huh. That's kind of cool. It reminds me of... Does it remind me of that?
My sincere condolences.
Yeah. It reminds me, I guess there's a lot of things of like a circle of like dragons eating the tail of another dragon sort of thing. I guess it's kind of common symbolism, but like it's an interesting story. I don't know if I've ever heard that story paired with that kind of symbolism of like us traveling through the snake's mouths and stuff. Cool.
Digest all of my devotion. Swallow my sorrows, even the smallest swell, so I can be spit on the morrow.
Although I will say the words they use are not the most attractive words.
And Riku, Barath, my god and goddess both, the eels that turn in ceaseless cycle, the new and the next, and...
From life to death to life again, blessed be an end. Nodding fervently, he accepts your ending to the invocation. He presses his hands over the center of his chest, touching the item tucked beneath his shirt. Then, raising his head, he cracks a frail smile.
All right. I will address your inquiries best as I can. So ask.
Okay. What was that about preparing your soul for shucking?
End of the turn. I'm nearing it. Been working hard, preparing for weeks. You know, to die.
Mm-hmm.
But first, I've got to leave guidance for my apprentice, the next in the cycle, chosen to lead.
He sweeps a hand toward the stone tomes piled across the floor. You're dying.
Been wasting away for months. Can't say it's been easy, dying so soon. I thought about stopping a few times.
You're killing yourself?
Maybe you can see. I'm no death godlike. Ereth bestowed not one in my generation with a chime. Not the next, neither. A flawed messenger like me can't open the crypts. So my best chance is to die.
Huh. Tell me about the writing on these tomes.
Liturgies. Instructions for ritual preparations. When and how. Sermons. Some histories, too.
His fingers trail carefully across stone as craggy as his skin.
All of this, it's our knowledge has gleaned through centuries of service. Now, I've got to leave it all behind for the next disciple.
An impressive altar. What else can this temple boast?
Under the temple, carved in the mountain's caverns, lies an extraordinary maze of catacombs. So I've read. They're the hanging sepulchres, burial place for ancient Wana chieftains. The bodies are protected by Barath's best, roaming, always. Plus, the ways sealed by the deity itself.
His words catch in his throat, and he curves forward in a spine-racking fit, hacking until he's flush-faced. Fumbling a goat-skinned flask to his lips, he drinks until Minnow's silver liquid dribbles over and slicks his chin.
Better.
He wheezes, wiping a palm over his chin.
The timing's getting tighter. And there is one thing before the end. Something only one touched by Barath can do.
Barath and I have a history.
I know you do.
He tugs at a chain about his neck.
My eels, my infinity coil keeps rattling. Pendants resonating with your chime.
The priest presses the palm of his hand to the front of his chest. He stares, scrutinizing your face. He shakes his head, disappointed.
The coil resonates, but it's weak. You could unseal the way, but you'd die inside, I think. My chance would be lost then. Lost with your remains. Not just anyone can escape the hanging sepulchres. Alive.
Kith bearing Bareth's chimes are rare. This may be the only chance you get.
My time's waning fast. Right you are on that.
He sighs, wavers on his feet. He releases his grip on the pendant with a feeble nod.
I'd best not let this chance pass. There's a sacred text. The eulogy to Isaiah. It's been buried in the catacombs beneath the temple for centuries, next to his champions. I need it. Of course, the tombs, they only open to the dead, or those bearing Bareth's chime.
Why do you need the eulogy?
It never was added to the tomes, but it holds the final clues for my death. It's my best chance. I prayed for decades, night to day and night again. Now, here you are, just in time. Means Bareth sent you to see to my success.
I have some questions about Aesir and the catacombs beneath this temple.
I'll tell you what I can.
What's the story?
He's no Juana, nor a death godlike neither, but he was a high priest of Bareth. His hair was a Diran, a hunter, chasing the undead 200 years ago. Read somewhere, one tome, he sailed to the Deadfire for a weapon, abhorrent to Bareth. Said the blade held a power most fearful.
The priest's face flushes with fervency. His voice rises in volume as he speaks until his breath catches, and he doubles over into a hacking fit.
Isaiah fought hard for it, won the blade, but suffered grievous wounds. Bareth kept him alive till he could make it to the temple's catacombs. His champions were the ones who wrote his eulogy. Later, they were buried in the sepulchres too.
How do I enter the catacombs under the temple?
You've got to go outside, on the lower walkway. Doors sealed up tight, though. Priests before me, all death godlikes, could open it. Door requires a coil, resonating with Bareth's chime. But I haven't met a death godlike in my time.
It would have been interesting to play a death godlike here. Tell me more about the hanging sepulcher.
They're from the long-forgotten time, when there was only Juana living in the mountain. They got carved in even before the temple sprung up. Before there was Nekataka or a queen. They're well guarded, because not all of Bareth's dead like to rest in their graves.
I've heard enough.
All right. But there's something you've got to know. Or I guess I've just got to say.
Continue. The priest bobs his head. From beneath his shirt, he untucks a stone-carved circlet in the image of an eel. The pendant vibrates on the length of its chain, thrumming harder and harder the closer he holds it to you.
You're my best chance. Or only, maybe. Take the coil. It'll open the crypts. Bring me Isaiah's eulogy, and I'll teach you all I know of Bareth's arcana.
You mentioned something about undead down there?
The dead, with their souls, they roam still. The ones who were chosen by Bareth. Not everyone's born so blessed. Sometimes, instead, you've got to die for it.
Tell me about the writings.
Liturgies, instructions for ritual preparations, when and how, sermons, some histories too.
His fingers trail carefully across... we've read this.
All of this It's our knowledge has gleaned through centuries of service. Now, I've got to leave it all behind for the next disciple.
This room is really cool. I really like it. This is a temple to Barath, right? So who's Rikuhu Kahopa in Tengaloa?
The same. Your word, Barath. Our word, Rikuhu. We worship the twin deal. The cyclic connection of the overworld and the underworld. Life and death.
I really love how they're doing the religion here in this game. Obviously, because of our position as the main character, we do know that Barath is a real goddess, in that she does take the form of the Paladin Knight and the Usher. But, and this might not be the case, but like in ancient times, like you'd have, like if you were a Greek person and you believed in the Greek gods, but then you went over to like Egypt and you heard their gods, you might say that, hey, yeah, we're worshiping the same god, but this is how we perceive them, sort of thing. I'm trying to think of an example, and coming to a blank, but there are examples of it. And then there are, the blending of gods. And as I tried to think of an example of that, I forgot as well. But there are examples of that too. You can look it up on your own time. That's really cool how this game is kind of handling religion, in that you have these different cultures worshiping the same god, but they're completely different. They serve the same function, but they have different symbolisms and things like that. I like it.
Life is Kahopa, and Tangaloa is death. Born starving, they devoured all living things, swelling larger each. When they'd swallowed all of existence, they tried to eat each other next.
You could think of it like as the Romans. A lot of people think they just stole the Greek gods, and that's not necessarily true. I mean, it's not completely false, but they had gods of their own, but they saw the Greek gods and like, yeah, you have Aphrodite, we have Venus, and we like your story, so we're gonna use them for Venus. But yeah.
Now all things pass through their entrails. The end of one enters the mouth of the next, from the underworld to the overworld and back, again and again.
Farewell. Okay. So that quest we just got. What's it called? Eulogy of the Dead. Okay, so we are not ready for that. At least 4 levels higher than us. So we're gonna... Sorry, buddy. I mean, I know you want to die and everything, but you're gonna have to hold on.
You should see this.
See what? See what? Aloth, what did you see? You don't know. You don't know. Okay, let's keep moving. Alright, so no way down from here. I'm guessing what we saw below is how we get down there, so we're not going to want to do that when the time comes, because this quest is too strong for us. It's interesting that we're having this problem. I feel like we didn't have that problem in the previous game.
Ah! Look! A monster!
I feel
Wait for me!
Talking about me? I feel like for the most part.
So you defeated this ship-devouring beast all by yourself?
I'm telling you, you just have to aim for the eyes.
I feel like for the most part, whenever you got to a zone in the last game, you were able to do the quest. It might be difficult, but you were able to do it. In this, it seems like that's not necessarily the case. It seems like now you might not be able to do it. The winds whip violently along the cliffs below, carrying the sound of rustling trees with them. And maybe levels mean a lot more in this game than in the last one. Poxcap. Whoops. This tree, its roots digging deep into the rock and bricks, hangs over the edge of the precipice. Below, an open tomb clings to the sheer wall of the cliff. Secure a rope and grapple down the hook. You tie the grappling hook around the trunk of the tree. A couple of firm tugs convince you that it'll withstand your weight as you climb down. Your grappling hook, well secured around this tree, extends its rope all the way to the tomb that open into the mountains underneath you. Descend. You grab the rope, planting your feet on the edge of the precipice and begin your descent. Gusts of wind sway you from side to side, forcing you to tightly grip the rope. It digs into your skin with every move. We should probably tie it around ourselves, right? Despite this effort, your group proves their excellent conditioning. Everyone manages to reach the tomb's opening without exertion. Good. Okay. Is this like a way into where we were going without getting the key from the guy? You stand on the narrow ledge of the tomb's entrance, its passage leading into darkness. Your rope dangles from the tree above. Look inside the passage. Light filters inside just enough to illuminate entombed skeletons resting in alcoves hollowed out from the rocky walls of the cavern. The stone slab floor appears to have been laid hundreds of years ago. Ahead, the passage disappears in the darkness. Follow? You follow the passage. The winds rage outside, yet the air of the tomb doesn't stir, stale and heavy. Steps carved on the rock descend deep into the mountain. You walk down the steps, every stride echoing through the cavernous passage. Skeletal remains poke out of the niches on the walls, lining up the way until the steps land into a narrow corridor. You stand before a hallway. Its columns frame dozens of tombs hollowed into the rocks. Cubbyholes line the walls. Skeletal remains litter every alcove and spill onto the stone slabs that tile the floor. Inspect the hallway. You carefully scan the corridor and focus on every detail. Skeletal remains, probably dislodged from their cubbyholes over time, litter the edges of the walls. Judging by an emblem etched on the stone of the tombs, members of the same clan or group lie buried here. Oh, I failed. If I try again. No. Cross the hallway and continue. You stand in a dark, narrow cavern. The path ahead twists in its descent. Continue. You continue onward, following the turns of the path with careful but sure strides. As you round a bend, a drift of cold air announces the end of the narrow passage. Its exit appears ahead, flanked by half-interred bodies. You step out into an enormous cavern, its walls and sharp cliffs riddled with tombs leading into places unknown. I didn't want to go all the way down here, I just wanted to get some loot. But yeah, my guess is that this leads to where that door leads, but we could do it without getting the key. I don't know why you would. It didn't seem very difficult to get the key from the guy. Yeah, this is the same place. Okay. Good, we can get back out. Let's get out of here. I'm scared already. Enter the passage. Retrace your... Exit the catacomb, yep. Wait, no. Enter. Continue up the cavern. Cross the hallway. Follow the passage. To the cliff. Yeah, that's where we want to go. Climb up. There we go. Alright. Got turned around there for a few moments. Gotta hear everybody climb up, it seems like. Alright, we're gonna get to the damn palace today. Actually, I think there's another zone, isn't there? We're not getting into the palace. We're never going to get to that damn palace. Alright, over here, the west exit. Where do we want to go? The north? The road north? Or the west? Oh no, road west, okay. Alright, but we're finally getting out of the temple district. Which is really cool. I love the art design of this city. Like, I really, really like it. Somebody mentioned how unique the setting of this game was in the comments, and you're so right about that. Okay, we can't go to Serpent's Crown. Alright, Parakeet's Overlook. We're almost there. Parakeet's Overlook.
I don't know how you and the Watchers sleep, carrying all those souls around.
Some nights it's the lantern that lulls me to sleep. It pulses like a heart in my hand.
If you find that comforting, then I'm glad for you.
Excuse me. Alright, this place doesn't seem too big. The Luminous Bathhouse, nice. Overlook Cuisine. Okay, we're gonna be here forever, aren't we? Doggy. Hello, Rasper. 5% of incoming hits converted to grazes. And your party is more effective while with healing spells and potions. Nice. Lolfer's Raiments. Some new clothing? Hell yeah. Let's get some new clothes. Hello, Lolfer.
If you find yourself in need of comfortable garb, I'm happy to oblige.
I am in need of that. The dwarf tips his head in a curt, professional manner.
And before you ask, no, I shouldn't have trouble fitting you for something.
He appraises you, nodding slowly. Good, I'm glad. You're a tailor?
I've been known to rip a seam here and there, patch some shredded gear back into shape.
His expression shifts, turning sour.
Thought I was an armorer, did you? Assumed that my tree stump limbs and barrel chest lend themselves better to the forge than the needle?
Grab him by the collar. Why would I do that? Forgive me, I meant no offense.
If it's armor you're after, Marihi will set you up. She's got a knack for metal.
Okay. He points out the door and jerks his head to the east. So what will you have? Yeah, I'm not here for armor, buddy. I'm here for robes. That's what I'm like. That's what I'm like. That's what I'm after. Those expensive-ass robes, though. I'm not after those robes. Okay, we've got a Mantle of the Seven Bolts. 2 shock armor. Storm of the Seven Bolts. Unleashes 7 powerful arcs of lightning which bounce off walls, harming anyone in their path. Nice. Shock damage AoE when knocked out. Ooh, the final storm. I like that. Burglar's Gloves. +1 dex and +2 mechanics. And second story work. +2 athletics. Interesting. 3 trolls stitched. Plus, or 2.5 health restored per round, -2 burn armor rating, -2 corrode armor rating. Alright, and the last one, Ingati's Girdle. +1 athletics, 10% chance to cast interrupting crush damage AoE when critically hit in melee, and crush armor rating +1. Cool. I don't have the money to actually buy anything from you, buddy, but I will keep you in mind. I will keep you in mind. Hopefully I'll be able to buy things eventually. I'll be rich someday. Gotta keep reminding myself that I'm really early on in this game still, even though we've been playing for, what is this, the 20th hour or something like that? Maybe 18th hour, 19th hour? Each video is an hour, so I think this is episode 18.
How'd you
Okay.
get that scar on your brow, Aloth?
This? I found myself in a rather perilous situation with a band of Dargools.
Dargles can be real nasty. You're lucky that's all you got to show for it.
I certainly gave them worse. Not to boast, of course.
But they're dead. Luminous bathhouses. Check it out. I could use a bath. Those savages in the deer would never have bathhouses. I don't think I saw a single bath, not even like a little wash basket thing. Barrel. I don't know what you call it. Bathtub. Oh god, everybody's naked. Close your eyes, kids. Hello, Ganor. You're greeted by a tall, carefully composed man. The crescent moon in the center of his forehead glows faintly. I almost bade one of you. Is this the first moon like we've ever seen? Moon god-like? Up close, the careful tailoring of his opal-adorned robes and their immaculate cleanliness speak to a deep well of vanity.
Welcome, I am Ganor, owner and proprietor of the Luminous Bathhouse.
Huh. Why did he care that I was a godlike?
You are the first of Margaret's children to visit my establishment.
He stares for a moment at your flaming head, pursing his lips.
Mind where you stand, lest you set the linens aflame. They will cost you a pretty copper to replace.
I'd like to try your bath.
Of course you would. Just speak with the steward near the stairs. He will make certain you are treated well.
Okay. What do you have for sale? Ooh. A moistened cove. Ooh. The Bathyal Drop and the Abyss. Interesting. And then we can also recruit adventurers at the bathhouse, train characters, and party management. We can sleep here, though. That's cool. Why are you guys, talkable?
Have you tried the bathing pool? Kira, its waters allow you to absorb the powers of
I didn't even notice that. Look at that.
You are too morbid, my friend. The Adra Ganor uses has been blessed by the gods, and it is their blessing that empowers you.
I just realized that they definitely do show everything here, huh? Well,
I hope we haven't spent too much time in the baths.
except for this girl, who's, I guess she's a prude. I don't know. A young woman takes your measure, wearing a concerned frown. Time's up. Say nothing. It's fine, I don't work here.
I see. My thanks for clearing that up.
In any case, we hope you enjoy your time.
Her companion subtly tips her head to shoo you away. What brings you to the bathhouse?
I am helping Herwina to conceive. She came all the way from the Deerwood, and I will see that she returns with arms laden with young.
Wow. Sinew grins her way.
After the Hollowborn crisis, I wanted no child of mine born in those blighted lands.
Makes sense.
This place is a miracle. Every day I emerge from the baths as a new woman, and my first child will be as strong as an Adra pillar.
She looks to Sinew with a bright smile. I don't think that's a guaranteed result.
Is that true?
She blinks at Sinew.
Do not listen. Luminous Adra is the life of the Deadfire. It can bring life to you, I say.
She rests her palm on Herwina's shoulder and dismisses you with a look. Yeah, well, good luck to you, buddy. Amaro. What's going on, buddy?
Is this your first time to the baths?
An old man stretches his arms over his head and yawns, making a show displaying his moistened physique. I haven't been in the water yet.
The cost is high, but so are the delights. I might have the skin and bones of a retired scarecrow, but the waters bring youth back, where it counts.
He studies you from under a lowered brow as his knee begins to drift apart. Or his knees. You genuinely believe I needed to hear and see this.
Excuse me?
He pauses and blinks at you, a rivulet of sweat working down the bridge of his nose. Just keep it to yourself, Grandpa.
No matter. I won't let this energy go to waste.
He furrows his brow and glances toward the other patrons. Yikes. Hey, buddy. After that, let's get a bath.
Enjoying the bathhouse's unique offering is 1,000 copper
1,000?
per session.
The bathhouse steward crosses his arms and smiles. His look holds an invitation, but a warning too. Why so much?
A prudent question.
He draws himself up to the full height and puts his hands behind his back.
The bathwaters are infused with hand-refined luminous adra, which promotes a holistic balance of the humors.
Ah.
Because of luminous adra's remarkable qualities, it is also a significant investment to both supply and maintain. Ganor may tell you more if you're curious. He is something of an amateur alchemist, in addition to being a businessman of remarkable skill and insight.
Next, you'll tell me that luminous adra grants the bather eternal life.
Would that it were so. Ganor would make good money, and perhaps I would receive a raise, yes?
When have you ever known men such as Ganor to share their spoils?
You, I like. We see eye to eye on many things, I suspect.
He lets out a bark of laughter.
A small discount for you, friend, for making me laugh. 900 copper.
Oh, thanks. I know we're saving for our gun, but we gotta try the bath. That's generous of you.
Arms and armor are not allowed in the baths. Should you wish to bathe, you will need to change into your bathing attire.
He hands you freshly laundered bathing garments, still smelling of the kappa leaves they were dried with. Of course. Bath time,
I don't
guys.
see the point of this. We're just gonna get dirty again when we go back outside.
Oh, got rid of their bruised ribs. Okay. All right, that water has something special about it. Rare and colorful fish swim from one end to the end of the.
Oh, look at that. It's like a little ocean. Oh, we need one of those for our ship.
Oh, yeah, we do. From end to end of the watery enclosure. There we go. I can read. I can do it. Hello.
I see you brought your pain, but you need come to ease it. Pity.
A venerable elf sits beside the water, her creased and spotted skin slightly flushed by the heat. Numerous scars mar her skin on face and torso alike. Her eyes open, and their sharp gaze focuses on you. You're Udine, right? We've heard you know where we can find Romaro. Ah, Romaro.
Oh, you poxy old salt. Spill what you know before we spill your guts.
Calm down, Seraphim. We're in a bathhouse.
Seraphim.
She smiles, an expression both sad and kind.
Romaro described you pointedly. He told me that you would come were he in danger.
Danger? Nay, not I. But I do seek him, though. And I feel that he needs me. Feel it in the deep depths of my furry fun sack. If you care for him, you'll be telling me what you know.
The deep depths of me furry fun sack. That's a line right there.
He bade me not tell anybody of his plans, ye included. He's left this area, afeard of the danger he fishes on those near to him.
She sighs, a long, pained sound accompanied by a wince. Seems Romaro didn't want you to find him, Seraphim. Perhaps you should leave it be. Please help my friend, Udine. He loves Romaro like a father. Tell us where we're to find Romaro, or your life is forfeit. We wasted enough time on this, Seraphim. Perhaps you should leave it be.
He's the nearest thing I got to kin. Why didn't he trust me?
Seraphim's head drops.
He did trust you. He trusted you wholly.
Udine frowns at Seraphim, her eyes wet.
I'll tell you, and trust ye to con best what to make of the conning. Romaro treated me as galleon for mine clipper. A stuggy trade, surely, but he insisted that he needed the speed.
I don't know what you're saying.
I can't tell you what he intends, but he set sail for Sayuka, intending to replenish there. That's everything I con, for whatever good it does you.
He gave up the sorcerer? And for what? An elven clipper? Makes as much sense as Doug's on a drake cap. He'd be easy catchings for any freebooter after his hide.
Who is hunting Romaro besides Manage?
Yeah, that salted cockfarce be the biggest threat, sure as shit. But others will want that bounty too. Not to mention the favor comes with it.
Strange that your good friend is trying so hard to avoid you. We should hurry to Sayaka. We've learned all there is to learn here. Strange. Seraphim blinks, nose twitching. His ears angle slightly back.
Surely thinks he's protecting me. Stubborn as I seem, Captain Watcher. Romaro makes me look the dabbler.
We've learned all there is to learn here.
Aye. And this steam be doing my fur no favours.
He displays a wetted arm, the hair thick and tangled.
Thank you mightily, lass. Enjoy the bath.
He bows to Udine.
Safe travels. The wages of war catch ye up soon or soon.
Alright. Anybody else down here? There's a second floor, so we gotta go check that out. Looks like there's a bottom floor, too. Alright, to the boiler room. We're definitely supposed to go to the boiler room. Music's bopping in here. Tim, look at that thing. That's massive. Beads of moisture run down the heated copper, leaving the perfume of refined Adria in their wake. Hey, guys. The boiler never sleeps, so neither do I. The boiler room isn't safe for guests. Please return to the main floor. Nah. Ooh. This crack in the wall is perhaps just wide enough to accommodate an Amawa squeezing in sideways. The passage seems to widen the deeper it goes. Let's squeeze through. Why not? What's the worst that could happen? I was reminded of a comic that a friend sent me once. It wasn't. I guess it was more of a manga. It was a Japanese artist. I forget the name of anything, but they do like creepy kind of horror sort of art or manga. And in this, there was like a massive earthquake, and like the ground sort of split apart, and one side became higher than the other. And in the new like earth wall that had been created, there are all these human shapes, like human-shaped holes in this earthen wall, this rocky earthen wall. And when you saw your shape, you were kind of drawn to it, and you would like just go into the shape, like it would fit you perfectly, and you would just keep going, and it would slowly get smaller and smaller as you go forward, and you can't go backwards until eventually like you're just going, so it squeezes you to death. It was very scary. It was not scary. I guess scary is not the right word. It was creepy. Very creepy. Where are we? This wall looks recently repaired. Many of the stones are new and were cut to fit the older structure around it. It would take an appropriate tool or considerable brawn to overcome the steadfast obstacle. Hammer and chisel. With time and care, you manage to break through the recent repair and carve out a serviceable entrance. As the last of the loosened stones tumble free, you catch the silver glint of a wire snapping somewhere in the manor. A mixture of bells and horns sound a discordant alarm, which fade over time and is replaced by the sound of high-pitched cackling growing closer. That's worrying, isn't it? Let's save it. Hi, I'm just exploring Arkhamir Manor Laboratories. Cackling, huh? The heck are we looking at? This device is a complex control panel made of gems set in movable stone impressions. 4 colorful gemstones are positioned around a hole in the center. Something appears to be missing, though an expert tinkerer might be able to compensate for it. Do we have a good tinkerer? We have a decent one. Have someone tinker with the panel to see if it works. Failure. Okay. We'll come back. No biggie. Oh. Okay, let's get out of here. God, we're so weak. Where did we go that's our level? Jesus. I guess we need to stop exploring. Guys might want to fix that wall, by the way. We might have let loose the demons. Are we the heroes of the story or not? Can't tell anymore. Yeah, watch out for that. Let's go upstairs. So happy up here. And down there, there's creepy stuff going on. Alright. Oh yeah, we have inn rooms because this is also an inn. This place is really nice. Although, kind of simplistic in its color.
Get out!
I'm just stealing your clothes. No big deal. Relax. Chippy clothing. Nice. Is this a balcony over here? I can't believe we spent 900 gold or copper or money on a bath here. Like, it did heal our wounds, which is pretty impressive for a bath. Oh, did it give us another buff? Hydratic Glow. +1 max in power points. +1 cast with level 1 cipher spells. Oh, it's actually really good. How long does that last for, though? Doesn't say.
You have truly put your foot in it this time.
Kitty. Noah. Hi, Noah. 25% stride, and your party's attacks are less likely to miss. Ooh. Go ahead and collect everything else. Don't see stairs going down, so I guess we'll go back into the bath and get out of here.
You have truly put your foot in it this time.
Probably should have talked to that guy, huh? But then we'd have to go back through a loading screen. He didn't have a name. I'm sure we'll be back. I'm sure we'll be back. Damn it. There's no way I'm going to remember that guy, even if I come back here. Just want to take a look. I get a little anxious because I want to go back and look, but at the same time, we're not getting very far. And that's mainly due to, you know, time constraints I have, but is it you or you? Please make yourself comfortable. Damn you guys. Waste my time. But that being said, I do have a 3-day weekend coming up. Here in America, we have Labor Day. I don't know. Is that an America thing? Is that an every place thing? Probably not. It's probably an American holiday. Or it could be... I don't know. It's probably just an American holiday. Could be. Well, let me know if you're from another country and you have Labor Day. The first Monday of September, I believe is what it is. And we get the day off. Or at least, if you work for the state, you do. Usually. I think. I don't know. I know I get it off, and that's all that really matters. Which means that's going to be a day of Pillars and Pathfinder. Speaking of Pathfinder, you might have already seen it, but the new Pathfinder DLC has come out, and I have put out the first video of that. That has come out today as well as this episode.
You have truly put your foot in it this time.
I decided... Oh, it's you! You're the one I heard from all the way up there.
Adotella, you go to visit the luminous bathhouse, yes?
Why do you ask?
My satchel. Like a fool, I left it inside. My ship is due to sail from Nekataka with the next high tide. If I do not find it, my Kasita will surely throw me overboard.
Is that Captain? Yeah.
Merla, I cannot swim.
A look of horror spreads across his face.
I would go by myself, but the guards, they bar the doors to me without my Kasita present. They think I am a thief.
He stares at his feet, his hands an anxious, twisting knot in front of him. Why can't you ask your Casita to retrieve it then?
I would rather her not discover my incompetence.
His eyes dart to the side as if looking for something or someone just outside his vision. I'm sure she's well aware. He bites his lower lip, uncertain whether or not to take your words as fact at face value. Are you a thief?
No, of course not.
His eyes widen in fright, and he waves his hand frantically before you in a warning gesture. I'll let you know if I see it.
Gelade, you mean it? Agrasima, I am in your debt.
The air of misery suffusing him lifts for a moment. His eyes go wide and he grins.
There is, one thing. Madiko, how could I have forgotten?
He tugs at the collar of his shirt as if suddenly much too hot.
If you could, do not open the satchel. The contents are... The information is...
He searches for the word.
Proprietary. You understand?
You request a favor, then attempt to dictate the terms of its fulfillment? Well, now I can't wait to see what's inside. I want to open the satchel.
When I first saw you, I knew you were a trustworthy sort. I knew.
He clasps your hand in his.
Please, when you find the satchel, meet me at Peddler's Canal in Queensbirth.
Okay. Is this an easy one? Can I do this one? Am I allowed to do this one? Alright, I can. Back into the bathhouse. I wish we had a bathhouse like this. This is awesome. For some reason, when I think of like a modern bathhouse, I think of it as kind of like a school locker room kind of feel. But this is nice, and not just because everybody in this game is super fit, but no, I mean like the architecture of it, and the healing properties of it. It's also very nice. All right, where's this damn satchel at? Better not be down there. He could have told me where he left it. Maybe he left it in his room. I will say I'm also very fond of baths. Baths are very comfortable. Ah, this is it. Satchel and pyrite. Alright. We're not gonna look what's inside. Let's get out of here. Mission accomplished. Oh yeah, we gotta go to Queensbirth to give it to him. Why can't he just wait for me? It's gonna take me a couple seconds, buddy. You spent like your entire life outside these doors moaning about needing a satchel, and you can't wait an extra couple minutes for me to go inside and get it. That's pathetic. Also, what kind of establishment does not allow their previous guests to come back in and retrieve their stuff, or at least check for them? It's outrageous.
I'm having some disturbing dreams. Makes it hard to sleep.
I'm sorry to hear that. Oh, here's the armorer. Wakimi.
Today's catch, I say. Fresh and hot, spiced to the tongue of outsider and local alike.
The vendor gestures to a bed of hot coals in his wagon, a flavorsome scent rising from bundles of meat-stuffed leaves. Show me what you got. Food. Don't need any. Some of that's really expensive food. Go get that barrel.
Like?
Potions and elixirs at the dark cupboard. What kind of creature is that? We're gonna have to talk to him when we come out of here. If we come out of here. Who knows what they make this armor of? Maybe it's of Watchers. Watcher armor. assuming all this is stealing. Yeah. You even got yourself a guard. Hello.
I say, you look like someone who wants protection and a certain something about presence. Akira?
The Wana woman scans you up and down, nodding as she measures your proportions.
It isn't every day that I cater to your kind, but I like a challenge. Holler if any of the iron or steel laying around catches your fancy. Or if you need something repaired, I'm happy to take a glance.
Show her the shards of the blades of endless, of the blade of endless paths, and the whispers of Yenwood. Can you do anything with these?
Akira, but these wonders have suffered greatly. I say you must take better care of your things.
Yeah, well, a giant god stepped on them. She sets down the shards and frowns at you. I know, believe me. What do you think? It's not wise to question how I use my weapons. What do you think?
I say I could repair these to their working order for 1,500 pyres each.
That's not bad. She thumbs her chin and considers.
Something about the metal. It yearns to bond as one. I could join all these pieces into a greatsword for 3,000 pyres.
She lifts her gaze to meet yours, the excitement of a challenge in her eyes.
If you need iron or steel, maybe even something lighter, I've got plenty in stock.
Parake's Overlook is an interesting place for an armorer.
Akira, they wouldn't put a traditional smith here unless she brought something special.
She sighs and glances toward her tools.
My clients wanted everything engraved and beautiful. Wasn't why I got into the business, but it keeps my debtors happy. I keep it interesting working with exotic materials like shark leather, since there's some demand and little supply.
She shrugs, running her hand across a length of hide. Show me what you have for sale. I don't know what we're going to do with the sword yet. Now, obviously, making it into a great sword for Pelagina when we inevitably get her, I hope, would make sense. Or we can make, you know, Adir's sword again, because I think he used one of those swords. Queen's Rule. A great sword, two-handed. Spearcaster, 20,000, damn. Lover's Embrace. And Totilo's Palm. There we go. A shield. Alright. Can't afford anything. Do I have things to sell you? I probably have some. Not a lot, though. Alright, well.
Yes?
I don't know what we're going to do with that sword. Or those swords yet. I like the idea of combining them, but I also would feel kind of sad that they are just one sword now. I spent so much time on those swords. Especially the in this path one. Still, it could be cool. Alright. So we've explored about half of this zone. Maybe a little less. We'll explore the rest of it in the next episode. Thank you all for watching, guys. Until the next one, hope you all have a wonderful day. And I'll catch you later. Oh, and check out my Pathfinder series if you're interested in Pathfinder. It's good. See you guys later. Oh, one more thing. Sorry. Since I talked about Pathfinder, I'll probably mention this in the next Pathfinder episode I do too. But, yesterday, August 29th, was the first time I posted a video on this channel. So, happy 1 year anniversary to me. Thank you. Thank you all for watching. For all of you guys who have subscribed, you're getting a little congratulations here at the end of a episode that many people probably will never see. But thank you all for subscribing and sticking with me over the last year. It's been a lot of fun. I really appreciate it. Thanks, guys. I'll catch you later.